into the complexities of this deal. There is some question being raised, especially about the Irish border question, which some believe could call into question UK sovereignty over Northern Ireland. But let me ask you, even if Jean-Claude Juncker would give way on some of these issues, maybe extend the transition period or loosen some of the restrictions, would that help, or is it at this stage, Theresa May and her whatever Brexit plan is just bad goods for the British public?
Look, I tell you what this fundamentally comes down to. You have a fundamental mismatch between Jean-Claude Juncker and the way that he negotiates in Europe, and that is giving in very, very little, and the British way of negotiating. Now, the British are negotiating like gentlemen, going into negotiations in a respectful way, not in a haughty way, and trying to get the best deal. Now, that has completely failed, if I may say so. Perhaps Britain's negotiators to take a leaf out of Israeli negotiators and go in there a lot tougher and a lot stronger and a lot more certain of their case, because at the end of the day, Britain is a great market for European produce. And if BMW want to sell their cars to the British middle classes and the French wine manufacturers want to sell their wine to the British drinkers, which they do, then Britain is a very strong economy. It should negotiate in a much, much stronger way. This gentlemanly act, which the British are doing currently in negotiations with negotiators, hasn't worked. It just hasn't worked.
Let me play devil's advocate or EU advocate, as it were, here. Isn't there a tremendous amount at stake here for the EU if it allows Britain to go out, in a sense, in a less painful Brexit? It's creating a dangerous precedent for other nations. The EU, we know, is in a sense could be fighting for its life with these rise of populist governments, for example, in Italy, that may be less friendly to the EU. The EU has to negotiate tough so that Britain does not create an avalanche of departures.
Look, the fact of the matter is that EU's economies are failing. Germany is about to go into recession. The French civil society is completely in unrest. The euro is not a strong currency. The EU is not in a strong way. And, of course, always negotiates hard with Britain. Britain's mistake is to act as a gentleman. It should go in much, much tougher. It should really stand its ground and take it right to the wire. And I think that's why this hard Brexit is not a bad idea as things stand right now.
And David Mencer, Jeremy Corbyn basically saying Prime Minister May could have cut a deal with Labour on a sort of middle ground between Brexit and sort of staying in at least the customs union of the EU, keeping the same tariffs. Is that realistic? Is that a viable position that Jeremy Corbyn's actually putting out there?
Look, take a look at this for a moment. Jeremy Corbyn is leading the opposition and the opposition to the government. The government is in daily crisis. It makes Israel's government look strong and stable and consistent. The government is in daily crisis, yet he is actually below Theresa May in the polls. He should be streets ahead. He should be streaming ahead. Any decent leader of Her Majesty's opposition would be streets ahead in the polls, but he hasn't actually captured the public mood. His currency is chaos. That's what all Marxists like, actually. They want the economy to collapse. That is part of their overall strategy. So the pound sinking further and further on the international currencies, financial markets in turmoil, that is his currency, his preferred currency. So whatever he says right now, he's right on the analysis. The government is actually chaos, but he has not capitalized on that. He is barely.
And yet polls don't rule out, of course, like you said, he should be streaking ahead, but polls do not rule out the possibility that if this Conservative government collapses, he could become the Prime Minister.
Absolutely, absolutely. A further sorry state of affairs, which, unfortunately, I put the blame squarely at Theresa May. She took on the job to negotiate Brexit. She said that Brexit means Brexit. She said that no deal was better than a bad deal, and she has gone against every single one of those comments. She has gone cap in hand, weak and divided to the EU, and the EU have capitalised upon that and have given her a really, really tough deal that she cannot sell at home, because 17.1 million people said they wanted to leave, not this sort of, light pseudo-leaving where actually they're staying within the EU, still paying the dues, which the EU are happy to gobble up, but not getting any of the benefits of leaving.
Okay.